Progress.
Tá ligado, não?
What's up? Good morning.
Oh, good
Hey, Joe.
morning.
How's it going?
Good, thank you.
Look at you being 10x with your cup and everything. I love it.
Oh, look.
Hey.
Gotta
And
drink water.
got parts and days, not weeks on there as well. So,
Yeah, parts
and
and
the
days,
ACP
ACP.
logo. Oh
Yeah.
man, y'all representing today.
Yeah, why I don't have on this one? I have the one at home for Semi.
So there.
Yeah.
We got the stickers.
So we had the meeting at 11:30 schedule, right? I just want to make sure. It was 11:30 to 12:30?
Today?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had it at 10, sorry. Maybe it's wrong on my end.
So you had at 10. So we do
Well,
have
10 o'clock my time, which is Mountain Standard. So y'all are on Eastern, right?
Okay.
Somehow we have on our schedule 11:30 to 12:30 somehow, which is
So noon, I guess, would be the equivalency for y'all's time zone. So that's probably my fault. So my apologies. Is this okay time?
Oh yeah.
All right. Y'all want to start us off with some wins?
We got some.
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm excited.
Now remember, we have to focus on the positive because we always remember the negative. Even
We'll get there. But yeah, let's start with some positive. Yeah.
So we had another 5-star ratings on Google from an existing customer.
Did we respond already to the review?
Yeah, on Google's, it's the AI on Google because it's responding before I get to it. So I'm not sure if I set it up that way. I have no idea.
You'll probably have the AI generated chat, like a little toggle switch. You can turn it on or off. I think by default it's on, just so that it, is responding. Because the speed of response impacts your rankings, your Google rankings.
Yeah, so I did edit the just the response to have things for your, because the company names evolve. So I kind of made it more specific, not just because he just put in James, as far as so that's not my James. James, that was no last name. So I just make sure it was like not James, my friend.
Right.
My neighbor. It's that's why.
All right. So good Google review. That's positive. What else we got?
And I have from the Casio's conversation last week, we gave him more than a day. I said, let's wait for the weekend. Yeah. So I called him it was Monday.
It was right after the meeting with Joe.
Yeah. So I called him and he came ready. He came with notes and he's like, I overthink this weekend and I was afraid to talk to you. So it was very nice to hear his ideas and feedback. But I told Carlos it's not just related to the company. It's more related to himself, like blocking himself of, be able to see the future or I believe he does have a type of depression, the way he mentioned, like, sometimes I can stay like 32 hours without any sleep. I overthink too much. I don't know what I want for my life. And I said, well, we're here for you. We can support you. So it was a very surprised conversation. And I'm happy that he decided to stay with us and do his best. He said, I can redo my 10x, but there's any way I can do one video per one class per day.
That's more than he was doing before, right?
Sorry?
That's more than he was doing previously, right?
Well, he did it. He just watched them all to complete.
In a couple days, just to complete. They said, this is not
so he just didn't do it.
So
it was one weekend.
He said, Patricia, if I do one per day and I have questions, can I come to you? I said, of course, you can come to me at any time. But the intention here is for you to have one per week. you know, like just watch the videos, do your assignments. If you have any questions, just as we always tell you guys, just, you know, look for me. I'm here every day. And he was happy. He said, I'm glad that I talked to you. And
Great.
I'm looking forward to succeed.
That's awesome. So we
Yeah.
got him hopefully realigned and hopefully he stays that way. But we also gained some clarity from
Right.
him as well. We got a little bit better understanding in terms of how he thinks, and if we can start to see him sliding in that way, maybe we can kind of notice it and more proactively approach that scenario so it doesn't get, you know, to the place where he feels like he's got to quit or needs to quit or he's gonna get fired if he doesn't do XYZ or something. Like we can kind of steer the ship before it starts sinking, so to
Yes.
speak. So that's awesome. Virtual high five there.
You
Boom.
did, we did it. We did it. I'm glad that
I didn't do
you,
anything. Y'all did it. Y'all
yeah,
did.
And we are training, we are actively training for scheduling every morning at 8 o'clock to 9.
and we can see the big improvement, which is.
So we're having, yes, all the machines are running because we are, I mean, even today, I think that's a big win and they can see that I'm not just saying, but things are happening where we have a job that we're gonna schedule for the machine and say, okay, did you check this material that's coming in today? Because if it's coming, that needs to go first.
Right.
Call the vendor. So call the vendor and the vendor say, well, we're having issues here, which is gonna be coming to you on next Wednesday, which is it's a
Right.
no goal. It's gonna
That's
be.
fantastic there.
So we know now, instead of waiting for that material, we know that we gotta find another supplier.
We were intentional with our time, right? With the
Exactly.
Very
goal of
intentional.
helping our team, both, you know, one-on-one conversation, get realigned with their goals and aspirations with the companies. We're intentional around training, specifically in scheduling, and both of those things that have some positive influences. Those are some amazing, amazing wins. Can
Yeah,
I add a win? Would that be all right? I have been not secretly, like everybody can look at it, right? But y'all's KPI tracker, your daily metrics tracker. Is it Wilson? How do I pronounce his name?
There's,
Wilson. Is he the one responsible for updating that every day?
no, he's one of them.
One of them. Who's the other individuals?
So we have
Emily for shipping and cash collect.
Okay.
Lucia for scrap.
scrap. So Lucia does machine hours, scrap, and on-time delivery. We
Gil,
have Giovanni for number of parts inspected,
who's the quality.
For the quality?
Yep.
and Gil is doing
Qualified lead,
qualified leads,
quotes, programmer.
quotes, rush orders, and Rich does programs released. Rich is the programming.
So we have
Got
what, 5 people?
Yeah, we
people
have them
now?
all. Yeah, they are all.
5 people are involved in updating this thing, and it's getting updated consistently.
Oh yeah, every day.
So that's a huge win that there is something that can be viewed as extra. I got to go fill out this sheet. I got to go find the numbers and put it in this other sheet. It can be viewed as extra by employees at times, and the level of execution is flawless. And as a result, I noticed something. You said, what day was the 12th? Was that Tuesday? 2 days ago.
Right.
Y'all had a great day.
Yeah.
Almost $42,000 in cash collected.
Uh-huh.
If I'm reading this correctly, you had 9 RFQs, 8 orders received, 5 of those were rushed, 2 of them being new customers,
Yes.
3
Yeah.
programs were released.
It was a great day.
Capacity was almost 85%, a little shy of 85%. We shipped out a little shy of $17,000 and $42,000 in cash collected. That's your new benchmark from what I can tell, going backwards in time. That looks like your new benchmark day. So
Well,
that's a win.
we had bigger numbers. Like at some point between this week and next week, we're gonna have a over $100,000 cash collect.
I like it.
Yeah,
Let's set more benchmarks, right? But to this point, we set our benchmark day on Tuesday.
yeah, it has been. I mean, November has been night and day compared to October, and you can see on those 2 numbers. I mean, we don't have the concern on the cash collecting because we've been good and we've been on top of it. We like to see on the shipping, okay, on
Yes.
shipping numbers, how much did we ship? So that number, it's kind of, I would say, for us, because we have been on top of cash collecting, that's where we like to keep seeing a
More
growth.
the
And
order sheet.
last week, I mean, the lowest number was 15,000, and we had the highest number was 58,000. And there was another 58,000 by, oh no, that was September.
Yeah.
But 58,000, 15, 19, 25, 40, because 40 is where we need to be at $800,000 a month. So to be a $10 million company. So it's, we know it can be done. It's just, we have.
Yeah,
to
we've
go
done
through
it
this
already,
process.
right?
Yeah.
You can do it once, you can do it twice. If you can do it twice, you can do it 5 times. You can do it 5 times, you can do it every day.
Yeah.
Right? So it's one of those, we're raising the belief that the more often we do it, the more belief, not just you guys, I know y'all believe it, but it's getting every single team member to believe that that is possible every single day. And then kind of working backwards, what are the behaviors or the actions that have to occur in order to put us in the best possible position to achieve that consistently. So before I jump into what I had kind of planned to talk through with y'all today, what priorities do you have that you'd like to talk through during this?
We're still looking for we gotta go over the machining guy job description and kind of how we're gonna plan it, and also for our sales team. Because I'm like on the quoting side, I am training them, not as much as I'm doing on scheduling. But by training the scheduling, I'm actually doing more than, it's not just scheduling. We're going over the orders that are coming in, because we need to know what's coming so we can fit on the schedule and push programming and quoting. I am helping, and as much as I can with both, with Devin and even everybody, as far as going over quote revisions to make sure we have been doing better.
So which are the job descriptions? You said machinist and sales?
Yes, we have as technical sales rep.
What is it?
This one, technical sales rep?
So that's one of them.
Okay, and then the other one would
We should
be
have ACP, CNC programmer, milling operator. So we have it as a milling operator. So
this
we
one?
have those two, yeah.
These two that we need to.
Yeah,
So are these the
don't
two
have
roles
to.
that we're looking to try to hire for in the near future?
Yeah, because like for example, our milling operator, he's doing well, and he's very smart. He's intelligent. But we only have one, and we are
need
seeing
two,
a lot
or
more.
do we need 3? Do we need 1 more to make 2, or do we need 2 more to make 3?
I would say in the short term, one more to make 2.
1, okay, so we need 1.
Yeah.
Got it. I'm making notes as we go.
Yeah. The sales position, we will need 2, because once we have that, we're gonna be
we need
open
2 of these.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where I'm focusing on making the process on Trainio. And thank you for the email. They already replied to us this morning.
I saw that.
We're not going to pay for Trainio because part of SBU.
Oh, nice.
So with that transition, and which is we have so you have so you'll be able, I mean, you already have access to our Trainio. So what it does to our relationship as far as on the training? What happens to training when we go by, with your card on? What happens?
Yeah, from an employee perspective, like when they log in, it's going to look exactly the same. So they're going to migrate your account over. So all the SOP, anything and everything that you've created to this point is basically going to be copy and pasted.
Okay.
So that's what they're working on. That's what the email this morning was, that they've received it and they started working on it. There's been a fairly wide range in terms of turnaround time, just simply because some companies have more stuff in there to copy and paste than others. So I've seen it be turned around in 2 or 3 days, kind of on a fast end. And I've seen it take like a couple of weeks as well for some companies that have, hundreds of different positions and therefore thousands of different SOPs and stuff. So I don't think y'all will be that long, because we don't have that extensive amount of material in there. I'm guessing, please don't like quote me on this or hold me to
Sure.
it since I'm not directly responsible for it, but I'm going to guess about a week, probably in terms
That's
of
okay.
turnaround time.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's okay.
but
So
we
logins,
will
everything is the
verify
same?
it though. Do what? I'm sorry.
The logins are the same?
Yes, logins will be the same. Their usernames, their passwords will all be identical. Anything that they've already completed, so any progress would also be copy pasted. So they're going to copy paste your
Nice.
employee profile, all your like it's going to virtually be the same. It's just through our account so that you're not paying extra and ultimately saving money. That's the goal here. So we can, either reapply that funds elsewhere or whatever we need to do with the amount of money that you've.
Well, we already allocated that fund because that's gonna be the $300 a month we'll be spending for the Amper. I mean,
There you go.
Amper is gonna be 600 because 6 more machines a month. So we already cover half of that just by doing this, which is good. So we only have $300 extra
Okay,
expenses.
yep.
And we're gonna have the data that we're looking for, which is, it's beautiful. We actually were talking about that data with our quality guy, how that's coming. But indeed, we have to start taking the pictures and videos from our team.
That's what I
We
was going to
actually,
double
we should
check.
have a page, yeah, if you go with
We start-
Waterject.
Yeah, we start you,
Oh, wrong one.
some
Hold on.
information there.
Sure.
Let's see. ACP. Is it still under Waterjet technically?
Yeah.
What is it? Oh, Massachusetts?
No, it's just, I don't know. It should not filter by industry, right? It should just be by name. Or like company reviews and stuff like that. I'm not sure if,
Let's try that.
yeah,
Company name.
okay.
There we are. That's y'all.
Yeah, that's me.
All right.
Look at that.
Hey, Haley, good picture. Good picture. So we got the CEO, we got company size, which is accurate. I'm sure. Revenue, that looks good. We have proper industry in here. We have our headquarters. We have a link to your website. Let's see. You got your vision, values, all in here. Awesome. So that's good. We have posted salaries, which are just strictly based on title,
Yeah.
which is the one thing that I wanted to talk through in a moment when we get back to your job descriptions. But
Sure.
common questions that may be asked. So that all looks good. Let's look at the why join us page. So that's the only thing I might
So why
suggest.
join us is the, because we have the unpaid account. It's just a free, well, that's the free version, I think. We can pay
I
to have.
believe
guys
you
have
can
more
still
stuff?
post pictures. I don't think you can do videos on the
Okay.
free.
Yeah,
So for example, here's CVs, why join us page. So we have, several pictures in there. Just it gives you some, visual imagery. It's colorful versus a black and white kind of thing.
Yep.
So it's eye catching as well. And then pretty sure we don't have any jobs posted. It doesn't look like at this moment. So that's
Oh.
fine. But when we do, it should backlink on here and it would show it down here just before this part. So like
Yeah.
right here.
Okay. Oh, I got you.
And then reviews, we don't have any employee reviews yet. It's definitely not something we want to like just kind of go out there and run around people saying, please post a review for us on Indeed. But it is something that we might want to think through as we do onboard new people. Generally speaking, the best time to get a review from an employee is like right as they're finishing training. They're super excited. They got a new job. They've gotten all of this training and they're still excited about their role. That's generally the best time to kind of ask for a request. So if we build that into the onboarding plan, that could help us start to drive these reviews up. So that's just like kind of a quick snapshot on how we can start building that. But I mean, overall, your Indeed page looks pretty solid. The only real suggestions I would have is let's see if maybe we can put, yes, I am a human, put some pictures on this why join us page. Other than that, I think we're looking pretty good. We're likely ready to start posting some jobs there.
Yeah.
The one piece I wanted to talk through is the titles of
Mhm.
these roles. Because the salaries are, it's an algorithm within
Yeah.
Indeed. It's going to pull virtually an identical match from somewhere else in the United States that has that exact same job title and pull over those, salary ranges for someone. I'm
Mhm.
curious, like, if I'm looking on here, does it have pay? I don't see it. Like what's the range a milling operator would be hired in at pay rates?
Our pay band now is what, 22,
Not for
30?
the operator.
No?
When it comes to machining, it's the operator is the least. Well, machining is a little weird compared to, well, it's different than a water jet operator. The water jet operator is gonna learn how to program and like run, set up and run is part of the job. The milling operator, you see, he said, some of them just operate. They don't do setup and they don't do programming. It's like it's separate. Some of them require milling. Yeah. The programmer, see that one? CNC programmer and operator. So that guy
So-
programs and operates.
So this one today, no,
That's what
right?
we need. There needs to be
So we
something like
have to
that.
change then to CNC programmer
The
and
operator will be, I program it. I might have a setup guy. He goes in and make the fixtures and everything is done. So now literally the operator is just gonna be replacing parts, inspecting and machine tending. Pretty
So
much
the role that we're looking to hire for, that we needed one person for this role, right?
program and
That
operate.
person will not be programming or will be programming.
We want to be programming and
We want to
operate.
be doing both. Okay, so yeah, that would be probably a suggestion then, is we add that in. Within, so I'm making a note on that, that we should probably do operator slash programmer, programmer slash operator, something.
Yeah, I
So
think the
that it
program will
includes that
be
in there.
first. Yeah,
programmer first and
like
then.
this
Just
guy.
pretty much like this one, right?
Yeah, yep. This is
And
the other
then
one.
does the pay range match with what we would likely pay for? I know this is California, but ignore that for a moment. Is 20 to 34 an hour the range that we would, that's a pretty big range, by the way, but
But it's not big though. Some of the great operators, they make much more.
Yeah, with that pay band, we're not gonna get in, well, we had pay
what
band.
would we pay?
That one, it was bad. Like, see
What
this,
would we pay for it?
we,
I think we should do a search though in
Yeah.
Massachusetts before we,
but it'd be like, like the high 20s and high 30s.
let's see,
In
can you,
Mass.
can you do Massachusetts or,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. So we can have an idea, see?
Yeah, but
This
see,
is only pulling the operator.
yeah,
Oh,
operator is cheaper. It makes sense, because again,
oh, they don't have programmer and.
he's just loading machine, inspecting parts and loading. He's not setting up or programming. It's a different role.
Setup.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
So
26
see, the guy that does
20,
setup and operates is it's more money.
26, 28.
24 to 29.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like kind of mid to high 20s is what the operator would be.
Yeah, but like
Um,
the milling setup operator, I think we should, because our machines are proto track machines, which you program on, is like very conversational. So
Okay.
if that person is capable of doing a setup, he should be able to.
do a program as well.
Not always,
No, I mean, not always, because if you put in just CNC programmer,
yeah.
you'll see the pay band is much higher.
Okay, so let's do that then. See,
Yeah, so
Very
that goes, see, high 30s, like 30s to 40, yeah,
30 to 35, 27 to 30,
correct.
30 to 40,
40,
25 to 30. That looks
That
like the only
25 to
one.
30 is in plain, yeah, he's not gonna get what he wants. Like,
Oh, no.
that's, yeah, 30 to 40, you'll probably be like more in the middle.
When we post this job, because I think title wise, we're probably going to make slight adjustment to the name of the title. What pay range do we want posted?
I would say 30 to 40, and do similar to
30
this
to 40.
one here, CNC setup /programmer.
Okay, I think it's better.
Because
we
he
like
doesn't need to
that
operate. Anybody can operate once he does the setup and program.
Sure. You got to
So
be able to operate to do those two functions, right?
exactly, exactly. But yeah, it's a little different field than the
Mhm.
Waterjet. Waterjet operator is just Waterjet operator.
And pay range, we said 30 to 40, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Okay. So based on that we're adjusting the title of the role a little bit. I want to just realign with our HR person that these competencies, objectives, and everything. There's not any also adjustments that we need to make in terms of wording. Since we're adjusting the title, we want the rest of it to match.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And there might kind of to your point, there's a higher level of skill set when you're doing more than
Yeah.
just operation. So how do we want that defined within the competencies, the education, the experience, like what wording is necessary or needed? So I'll go grab him here in a little bit. Felipe, do you know Felipe?
Oh, we love him.
Negron? Yeah.
He's
So
awesome.
he's our job description
I
expert
know,
guy.
Felipe. Yeah, I think
Oh,
he was the
yes.
one. Yeah, I think he's one of the yeah. They were working. He was working on these when we were
Mhm.
platforming.
So I know he approved it this way, right? But
Yeah.
since we're going to make a change to the title, I just want to make sure what, if any, changes we need to make to the rest of the job descriptions before we go post it on Indeed. So we got some clarity on what's needed there. Let's shift over to the sales rep real quick. So we have sales estimator listed here, but we have technical sales rep listed here. So I was a little bit confused around that.
So we said we want to have as a sheet metal fabrication. How do
Wow.
we?
Let's think.
We
Well,
decided.
yeah, because if we just put an estimator, those are all construction.
Yeah.
I've done that on
Right.
it. Just like that's why I had to kind of put technical sales, but technical sales can be
A lot.
it's more like a computer guy or
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like I've hired
Yeah.
tech sales reps before. That's very hardware. You're selling
yeah.
hardware versus
Yeah.
selling a product.
But
And
again, it is a more technical sales.
trying to think, I might just need to ask him around what should we word and do some research
Because
on
we
that.
are-
'Cause
That's why we
I'm
say
concerned we're gonna not get the type of candidates that we
Yeah.
really are looking for with
Yeah.
really either of these titles.
sheet metal fabrication.
It's-
Sales
it's-
sheet metal.
it gotta be either within the sheet, some sort of sheet metal sale. Yeah, they have
But if
sales
it's sheet
engineer.
metal, sales
Well,
guy-
again, the sales engineer is gonna be a much more expensive
Yeah, I'm just
for what we're looking for.
yeah, they're gonna be making 100 grand.
Yeah. So
Maybe
yeah,
that's
so
what they
you
should make
completely-
total comp, but
Let's
if they
go.
sell a bunch or something, but not average salary and high end in the 170 range. That's
Yeah, but
probably
if you look
way
at the
higher.
jobs, look at the jobs that are listed, you see that has nothing to do with what we do.
Sales
And electric, spandex.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably
Data
not.
dog, it's more data guys, more software guys. Sales engineers
Okay.
would be a lot of them like Flavio. He's a sales
Mhm.
engineer. He's like a top sales engineer or
So
something.
let me and Felipe also take that back as an action item to figure out what we would recommend your title would be. Just for my own clarification,
Sure.
this individual would be responsible for what part of the sales process?
Sure.
Are they doing the quoting? Are they doing like where are they in the what are their responsibilities?
Yeah, so right now they're not doing any outbound calls like cold calling. So they are receiving those quotes that come in through the
Favorite parts?
marketing. So marketing is creating those leads are quotes. And so we're quoting and we want to do it's quoting those jobs and following up with that quote, which we'll be doing that through scale. But having them really, we want them to be calling, like yesterday I sent a quote to another place called Proto Labs to see where pricing is on machining. And sure enough, before they sent me the quote was all digital, but the very next day, somebody was already calling me. So
I mean,
they
it
did
does have
not send
cold
me.
calling in here, so that's listed.
Cold call,
Yeah, we have cold calling on that one,
cold call.
but
I know
usually
those
it's gonna be
classes.
inbound, yeah, inbound call. And like the James, which was the last person that was doing this role,
The follow-ups, right?
he was the, he described a little bit different than we thought. He says, we're project managers in a way, because
Mm,
we are looking at that quote, we're looking at pricing of materials, we are putting a quote together, we are following up with the customer, so it's more,
but it's a quick project,
yeah,
very quick one.
Yeah,
Not
I
like,
think project
that took me 2
manager,
days.
but it wouldn't be project man, yeah,
Because
project
previous
manager will come
that's
in and say,
also construction, or
yeah,
yes,
you're gonna get some complexity likely with that type of a description as well. Not sure I love project. Um, yeah, I'm gonna need to take that back. I'm not real sure how to
no
advise.
problem, me too,
yeah, because you are responding to quotes through a
Mhm.
software. You are gathering information from customer if something is missing on that quotation. You are calling vendors or emailing to get material pricing. Once you have
Right.
that all
Can we-
together, you send it to the customer. So it's not, that's why if we put it technical sales as engineers, it's not the, it's not the job for sure. It is technical, but it's not.
Yeah, if we took just
How about manufacturing
if we
safety?
took this statement out for a moment and read the rest of it, that is a sales rep. Like if you just took out the
Just-
AutoCAD technical and just looked at the rest of the process, that's like what our sales reps do at CV, right? They have inbound, outbound calls. They're following up with leads. They're walking people through the estimating process, right? Or quoting process of what it is that they're looking for and how much it would cost to deliver that product or service to them. And they're getting them all the way through to the sale.
Yeah,
The difference is there's some technical expertise that we have to add in there that adds a layer that a normal
Yeah.
salesperson or sales rep does not have. But technical is such a broad term that it impacts so many industries that I think we probably have to get more isolated or granular so that we do have someone, maybe it's AutoCAD sales rep or something fabrication sales rep. I don't know. I
yeah,
know
it
that's
has to
kind
be,
of chew on that.
exactly.
Very directional for your industry so that we get someone who has either experience in that or has the skill set to be trained on that very easily and effectively. So
Yeah,
I'm
like
going to take that
sheet
back.
metal sales, yeah, sheet metal fabrication sales rep, something
Yeah,
like
that's what
that.
I'm trying to search to see if there is any. I actually did one. I did.
And there's no sales in there.
Because yeah,
Yeah.
it would be a sales rep at the end of the day. You just need to, if you have, I mean, ideally you want to have some CAD experience, so you're not like the way we're building a quote today. You don't need to. You need to understand. You need to read technical drawings.
What kind of companies are coming out? Software, Thermo
Tech sales.
Fisher.
Yeah, those are.
I've never heard of Double E, so I'm not sure what they are.
Any type
Yeah, Thermo
manufacturing
Fisher
services.
it's yeah, we know that guy.
Yeah.
It's a customer actually.
Okay. What is the pay
But that
band?
pay band is about, that pay band is what yeah, that pay band is exactly where we are right now,
How
between
much was-
60 and 111. That pay
What is
band
it?
is correct. Yeah, I think
Is that what we
is
would
high.
list on the job description?
We don't have on the job description now, but
Well, I'm sorry, not job description, the job posting.
the job post we did it, yeah. It was pay band from, it was 65 to 110, something like that.
65 to 110, okay.
But it could be a lower, you could start at a lower for, because like a junior sales rep, and then you go kind of like building that up. We don't need a,
62.
yeah. And the junior could be at whatever number that makes sense in Massachusetts. But like 45 or something like this, you know, or 50, well, 50K probably, because it's about $1,000 a week, something like that. 275, right? So kind of have a range for that is attractive to people.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Junior sales.
Yeah, because you want to be at about close to like $30 an hour.
Yeah, somehow I can open the bid chats.
I'm probably gonna provide that.
Report.
But if it does look like that, we'll move on to the next section.
Junior sales agents
1.8 gross profit
or RAP.
overhead.
Junior
Yeah,
sales.
well, right on.
50. Yeah,
Right on.
I think you're right in there.
But,
So ideally, we want to make two separate job descriptions. They might be very, very close together, but have one that's
More experience.
senior and one that's junior.
Yeah.
And we can always post for both so that you're pulling in candidates that fit both of those. And then we, through the interview process, we determine who's going to be the best candidate, because this is the one we needed two for, right? So we could try to hire one more senior person that's got a lot more of the AutoCAD experience and that kind of thing, and maybe more of a junior person who doesn't have that level of experience but has the competencies to be able to learn it. So therefore their pay band is a little bit lower.
Yeah, I would say in the perfect world would be our operator becomes that person, right? He's been through the shop floor, he did programming, he did
Cassius
all
said
those.
it's interesting
Because he done it,
to start from.
so he knows
This,
when he
this
looks at a
person
part.
ideally becomes the senior tech person, whatever we end up calling that
Exactly.
role.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's your beginning stages of your employee maturity model. So
Yeah,
it sounds like
he's done it.
this
He
is your
become
entry
a
level
junior.
role.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then
Right.
you're moving into
See,
either
that's the
junior or
ideal.
senior.
Well, the problem is the English
'Cause
and
it-
communication.
I know,
It's the communication.
that's exactly.
That's a big problem.
They'll
for us.
they come through the shop, they've been through deburring, tapping, all these second ops, he Waterject cut, he did laser
So
cutting.
much easier to solve.
Now, when he looks at a parts, and yeah, we can do this, we've done it this way, so he already know, he's like picturing what we've done it. Which that's how I quote Gil and Abel. We've done, I mean, Abel was not an operator. But we quoted so many jobs that at this point that he will understand that.
All
Does-
right.
So Abel, let me see how much he made until now.
Abel, I think he's gonna be
81.
at,
So till last payroll, Abel, 81 to 09.
Abel?
Yeah.
this year,
Uh-huh.
that's not, oh, that's great.
So Abel 81 and
Because,
Gil,
well, but that's mainly because of a lot of
a
overtime.
lot overtime. And
So
Gil,
between Gil and Abel, we already
Oh.
pay for a junior sales guy, just on the overtime.
Gil 109,
So Gil's at 109 right now.
but he's a senior. He's
So
a,
Gil
He's operated
and
as well.
Abel's, they can be, yeah, they'll be like the senior guys.
let me see Renato. He's,
So,
yeah.
I mean, that would be,
and
in my opinion, if we have someone that is already making close to 110,
Oh, yeah, you've done it.
then the
yeah.
high end of our range should say 110, right?
Okay.
Because we never know what the future holds. There could be a place in time where the next person we hire also ends up having to work an extreme amount of overtime because of whatever reasoning, and has the opportunity therefore to make up to 110. So now we're able to potentially pull in even higher level candidates as a result of extending that range just slightly.
Yeah, because I'd love to have them on a salary that we have the incentives for that
Once we
role.
know how to.
That way,
yeah.
quota items, win rates, so we can kind of build all these metrics.
Yes, that was the next thing I was going to ask around was,
Like second sales, when a customer places an order for 14 days, did we call and offer a second sale for an extra 30%?
right.
We already have the job. So it's just like trying to get 30% more. No, we're not
Do
doing it.
y'all have a document anywhere that says what bonus or incentive structure each individual employee is on? Would that be
Well,
somewhere in here?
no, it's just a
The
profit
profit share.
sharing.
is it different by person? Is everybody on the same percentage
Different
payout?
percentage.
Percentage.
Yes, but we did not create, I think we talked about that a while back.
Oh, yes.
To create, okay, for these positions, that this is your, I mean, we actually changed based on that conversation. Like, junior level will have to have this much
Salary.
profit sharing, then you go into the next one and next pay.
Mhm.
We,
We have to.
so we have now like the
Might look a little
top
bit
leaders, which will be,
ballpark.
like Gil will be one and Leoson's the other one. They are at 4%. Everybody else is at either 2.5% and down to,
0.5%.
they start with
1%, yeah.
0.5%, then go to 1
Of
and a
just
half,
the jobs they're responsible for, or overarching for the whole company,
the whole thing.
the whole thing? So you're giving 4% to two different people, potentially, like high
Right.
potential. 4% to two different people, so that's 8%. 2.5% to how many more?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah,
I don't
so
have it
we're gonna
here.
have to put into a bucket. Okay, these positions will get this much percent and that's shared between them. Yeah, because we cannot, we are at 100%. Yeah, we cannot.
I mean, I don't think that's sustainable. You
Mhm.
get 10 people on that, now you're
Yeah, no,
giving
it's not
away
scalable, no.
25%. Yeah, so we're gonna have to probably get it
Yeah,
more aligned with what their roles and responsibilities are, and
correct.
have
I
the
agree.
percentage be higher, but it's only on the stuff that they directly impact. You know, like the sales that they close, they get a higher profit percentage on just those sales versus the overall company thing. That can be more of a merit-based thing that you guys all decide. We had a fantastic year. We're going to give the managers an extra,
Sure.
it's generally
That-
called a spiff or something like that. Then that can be an over and above and beyond. But in terms of like the consistency, we probably
Yeah,
need to move more positional based incentives versus kind of an across the board thing. Because y'all going to end up giving away the farm. We're not careful.
so pretty much we're gonna scratch what we have now.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to scratch and start from zero.
0.
Yes.
Because, yeah, it will not work. Yeah, it worked for the number of team members we have now.
Right.
Then-
But as if we double in size,
That's it.
it's
Then
not
we have to
doable. Right now, you're giving away
No,
almost
no.
50% of your profit.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
That's not good. So in order to obtain or begin the process of creating individual or role-based incentives, we generally need a couple of things in place to be able to have that brainstorming session. One is job descriptions,
Right.
which I think we're pretty close on.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
The second one we need is a metric tracking system,
Yeah.
which we have at the company level today, right? We're doing this. I know it's like 5 different people are filling it out, right? But we have kind of high level company. We have to break that down then into different departments and ultimately different individuals. Because if we're going to pay someone individually off of an incentive, we need to have a way to track their individual measures to know if they did or did not qualify and earn an incentive and have that in a quantifiable data set. We got to kind of go down a layer and likely 2 layers in terms of our metric tracking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
And then the final step of that process is the employee maturity model. This is where you're at today. Here's your job description to be successful in that role. If you do those things, this is how we're going to track your performance and you can earn this. And your next level of evolution is this role. And here's those extra things you need to learn how to do in order to put yourself in position for that next role. So we want kind of all those things in place before we roll it out. So I think job descriptions we're really, really close to. We've
Mhm.
started the process on the metrics.
Right.
And I don't think it's going to be uber difficult to take something that you're already tracking and just break it down into departments and ultimately individuals. That's not going to be a super time consuming process. The employee maturity model might have some complexities in there.
it will.
But let's start with the metrics since we're kind of already on that way. Remind me, these are the metrics that I pulled directly off of your metrics tracker. So we have new customer leads, RFQs, orders, rush orders, all of that. Remind me who is responsible for filling out each one of these.
So the first 4 is
You.
1, 2, 3, 4. The first 5 is Gil.
Okay.
Just the senior, let's call the senior sales estimator.
Until,
Yeah,
yeah,
Okay.
perfect.
All right. And then programs released to production.
that's Richard. That's it's a programmer.
Programmer. Okay.
It just started 6
Yeah.
months ago. Yeah.
Would he also be doing the hours used by machine?
No, that's tracking by Lucia. She's the production supervisor. She's tracking so she's tracking that one, the scrap value generator, and the on-time delivery.
On-time delivery. Okay. FPY.
That's Giovanni. He's the quality guy.
Is it Giovanni?
Yeah, Giovanni. Yeah, you
Perfect.
got it.
What's the role name?
He's our quality. He's the only quality person we have here. So quality
QA.
department. Yeah, he's Q. Yeah, he's QC.
QA, QC. Yeah. Kind of interchangeable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh yeah. Order revenue
Scripts.
and daily cash collected. Emily.
Emily?
She's
Yeah, she's the
bookkeeper.
bookkeeper. She gets the bigger numbers. We're telling her she needs to learn Portuguese to tell those big numbers. They have a good laugh on that one. Yeah.
All right. So we have the responsible party for filling out.
Oh wait,
the
there's
high-level-
one.
Oh, Lucy at the end.
No,
Oh,
Wilson gets
Lucy doesn't get any, I think.
no, he fills up the
Which one?
ship revenue.
Oh,
He-
he's the one.
Yeah, I'll reconfirm, but Wilson gets the number. I think Emily is the one or she's doing it. She's probably doing it
I don't think so.
because it's
Okay.
the.
We'll highlight this
Oh
one.
no, the
anyway.
ship revenue, yeah. That's Lilson.
So she only does the cash collect.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
order ship revenue, that's Lilson. That's the operations manager.
Well,
Yeah.
Did I spell it right?
Yeah, perfect. So he's
And
the
I'm
ops manager.
ops manager.
Yeah, because he fills that up and Emily, she does the numbers, so she does
Yes.
both. But he's the one, because we grabbed that from our MyTrack, the ERP.
So from what I can tell off of this, if I was to say what your quote unquote departments are, I see sales,
Mhm.
I see production, quality control, maybe its own department, maybe it falls under production. You certainly have bookkeeper, accounting,
Yeah.
and then operations is tech
Yeah,
is
but
kind of sort of
operations is production, right?
operations and production. Okay. So that's one department.
Yep.
And then sales be its own department.
Yeah, sales. I'll also put programming as a separate
Programming. Okay. And then
quality.
accounting, whatever,
Yeah,
bookkeeping.
finances, or I think we call it finances.
Okay. Is there any other besides those four?
Quality. Unless you want, unless quality is part of, well,
Operation.
quality is under operations and product.
Yeah. I can
But
see
quality we can track different, I think I guess quality is, no, it is
It's
part,
it's production.
because we have, yeah, it is production.
You can kind of put it in there because how we're going to do it is think of it this way. Currently, these are our most important things for the whole organization to move forward.
Yeah,
As we scale it down a level, then if I'm operations, productions, or quality, then of all of those, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, it's this one, this one, this one,
yeah,
this one, and this one. Now, instead of 13, there's 5 high-level metrics, but then within each of those different roles, ops might have 2 or 3, production might have 2 or 3, quality might have 2 or 3 that ultimately
Mhm.
feed up into these 5. So we would ideally take these 5 high-level company metrics and say, what is the thing that's slightly below that? They're called lead measures. What are the things that if we do well lead to improvement or good results in these 5 things? So daily, all machine hours used is, making sure the equipment doesn't have excessive downtime. And
Correct.
that's just throwing something out there that if it's down, we can't have it running, right? So that's a leading indicator of good results. So we have to kind of start breaking those down slightly into 2 to 3 things for each one of those that we can still track. It has to be trackable.
Yeah.
That if we do those 2 or 3 things really, really well, chances are pretty good we're going to get one, if not multiple of these things to improve.
Correct.
That
Yeah,
makes sense?
like on the daily all machine hours, the way we track by department. So the Waterject machines, the laser machines, the machining and sheet metal. So we track in 4 buckets.
Okay.
And they
So-
come together
Mhm.
to all machines. So, but we're gonna have like the deburring machines, because everything that's revenue generating, we want to track how many hours they were running.
Are y'all ready for a kind of a homework assignment? I have a homework assignment, right? I'm gonna go fix those job descriptions and figure out what we're gonna change the titles to and all that. So that's my homework and my takeaway for you all. Y'all
Okay.
ready for y'all's?
Mm,
And I'll send this sheet to you so you can, still look at it and use it as a reference if that's
Yeah.
helpful. But ideally, we want to figure out what are those 2 to 3 things that are slightly below each one of these high level metrics.
That's easy.
Mhm.
Okay. So you have
Yeah.
12. I said 13 a minute ago. You have 12 company metrics, and we ideally want between 2 and 3 for each.
2 to 3 each. Okay.
Mhm. So if you just did 2, that becomes 24 things. If you did
Mhm.
3, that's 36. So we're going to have somewhere between 24 and 36, but they'll be broken out into these 4 departments, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So each department might have 4 or 5, just depending on, like, operations, productions, quality might have a few more than
Yes.
accounting.
Yeah.
But in totality, the average might be around 5 or so per department.
One already
Yeah,
for
like
finance.
For finances, the way we're
We
tracking
started,
total value order sold, average order value, expedite revenue,
There you
total
go.
value shipped,
So, yeah,
daily cash, open invoices total, past due invoices, and
That's a lot.
invoices open.
it's a lot, but
That's a lot. Like, pick the most important ones of those.
Yeah,
You gotta, if you get more
She
than,
does
here's
every
kind of
day.
the
she's updating
suggestion.
every day. Yeah, I mean,
The
It's easy for
suggestion is
me. Sorry, go ahead.
oh, you're good. You go ahead. You finish your thought.
It's easier for Carlos because he doesn't have a QuickBooks, right? So
well, I
we
do,
have-
but I can open because.
Yeah,
of
we
those.
have a desktop
2
version. We
licenses.
have only two licenses. We don't need to add a third one for now. So that's why we create more details on this finance. For sure, we are open to change. We are very coachable, you know that. So,
Yeah.
so we need to, but for Carlos, it's just because I know he likes to see those numbers. So that's why we have a lot.
Well, we're going to help Carlos with that because
Okay.
similar to what you're doing today, where you have this daily tracker and you got 5 different people are putting in a couple of pieces of information,
Uh-huh.
there's going to be another tab that's department,
Okay,
and those same 5 people are going to be filling it out.
love
So
it.
Carlos is going to have the visibility, but he's going to have it in in a little bit more granular
Okay.
level of here's my operations, however many 5 most important things that derive the 5 things here, or maybe it's 7, whatever the numbers end up being.
Mhm.
So then we can say we had a okay day yesterday. It wasn't bad, it wasn't good. We had an okay day yesterday.
Yeah, there
Which
we go.
department performed well? Which
Mhm.
department didn't perform well? And we can then go into who are the individuals within each of those departments and how do we course correct so we don't have a repeat of September or even October where sales were way, way down. And then we had to like kind of jump in with both feet and turn things around. And now we're having a really, really strong November. Like imagine if we were able to turn that tide mid-September instead of November. And
Yeah.
ultimately, we're going to try to get there where you have that readout consistently without you having to go find a bunch of data or buy an extra license in QuickBooks or any of those things. Like imagine a world where you could pull up one sheet of paper or one spreadsheet and there's just tabs that ultimately would tell you, here's how my overall company is performing, here's how each department is performing, and here's how every member of my team is performing.
Yeah,
And you can have that and just we can make it where it rolls up in a summary page, very similar to this, so it's easy to read. We can get you some graphs in there if that's visually helpful for you. Like we can customize it once we
Right.
figure out what we're tracking. Does that make sense? Like what we're kind of shooting
Yes.
for or going for?
Yeah, because I was concerned because when we went to the ops essentials was like, oh, you gotta have like 10 to 15 metrics for everything. I was like, I have no idea how we're gonna get those.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's 10 to
that's
15
crazy though. It's a lot.
for the company, right? And then each department is going to have a slightly smaller number. Because if you have
Okay,
10 to
that
15
makes
for the
sense.
whole company, you have 5 departments, let's say. That's really 3 on average per department. Now, there's more than 3 things that that department needs to do. So maybe there's 5 to 7 by department that they need to do to make sure that department is performing well.
Okay.
But as you break it down even further, the next evolution or phase of this will be we break it down to individuals. The individuals ideally should have 1 to 3 things that they need to do.
Oh, perfect.
And if they do those things and they do them well and they're exceeding their goals, they are on pace to achieve incentive. So that's
Yep.
how they are motivated to do it. But when every individual performs well, it rolls up to the department performs well. When the department performs well, it rolls up to the company performs well.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's very easy to see when things are going sideways, all the way down to an individual person level, like so and so, whoever. I'm just going to make up a name, not even an employee of yours. John normally is 98% the budget on his sales estimating, and right now he's at 70 over the last week. Like, we know there's a disconnect. What is happening?
Right.
We can go have a conversation with John and figure out what is occurring that is causing that slip a few days into the month versus waiting until the month is at the end and going, oh my God, we missed sales. And now we're spending some days trying to figure out it was ultimately John, and it was John 3 weeks ago who had something happen in his personal life. And so he was making cold calls, but he wasn't doing it in an effective manner.
It was always there, but there was smaller discrepancies or we were not measuring.
Yeah. Like, ultimately, we want to get you all to a place in where we're pulling you out of the business and more leading the business versus running the business. And so if you think of it similar to like how a pilot flies an airplane,
Mhm.
if you take a 3-hour flight, that pilot is only touching and actually navigating the airplane during takeoff and landing. The rest of that, it's being done by instruments. It's being done by measurements. It's telling wind speed and altitude and slope and all of these things. And based on that, the instrumentation is telling the pilot what to do and when to do it. And we want to get you all to that place where we have instrumentation and measurements that's telling you what to do and when to do it. So the plane is flying on autopilot, and only in instances of emergencies does the pilot take over the plane, right? That's where we want to get you all to, is we want you flying the plane. The big old huge 757 jets that are going at whatever, 700 miles an hour. I might
The
be
Honda
off on
Jet's
that.
fine. I'm okay with the black Honda Jet.
I know
There
you're
you
gonna say that.
But in order to get there, we got to figure out what your instrumentation reads are. Like,
Oh,
what are
yeah.
those things? And where should they be? What's good? What's bad? What's in between? So that we know when things start sliding from good to in between, we catch it before it goes bad. We got to figure out what all those things are. So that's the exercise we're in today. Make sense?
Yep.
Yeah,
Got the vision?
3 to 5.
Now,
All
yes.
right.
I'm
All right.
so relieved that's not 15 per department. I mean.
No, it's not 15 per department. And ultimately it's going to be,
Right? 10 to
we
15
won't know till we're done, but ideally we're wanting probably around 2
to 3.
2 to 3 per person, kind of high end 4 if it's a manager that's overseeing multiple people, but generally speaking, 2 to 3 per person. That
Per
leads
department.
to your between 4 and 6 or so for a department. That's leading to your 10 to 15 for the company. Kind of, that's your averages. Every company is a little bit different, so don't feel pigeonholed into any specific number. Those are just the ranges.
2 to 3 per person.
Yeah.
All right, so y'all got your homework assignment. What are you working on?
The department metrics for now.
Department level
2
metrics.
to 3 per person, and
Don't even worry about people yet. Don't even worry about people yet. We'll get there.
Get the department
Just
first.
yeah,
department.
that's why I rolled it.
Now,
Okay.
should we do, because we already have some open, because we use the same daily metric template. So
Mhm.
we'll create one, well, I already have those KPIs open. We just gotta go through and,
Thank you. I saw like a sales department one, if I remember right.
yeah, I think, yeah, but they're not using that one.
Uh,
Let me see what we have open. Because some I started so we can have some, sales department KPI. Yeah, we have that one. Oh, no, but it was
Yeah.
just, that was
Right.
code leads,
Yes,
June.
look at
but
that.
it's a little outdated, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, not a big deal, like no judgment there, because we didn't really have them aligned yet. That's what this process is going to be defining. And then ultimately, like y'all were kind of on this process. You were on this road with the
Mhm.
sales department where you had kind of your high level lead tracker here, and then you had it broken out into Able and Connor. If you kind of had it broken out into employees with what the behaviors are that drive the result, like how many emails did you send? How many phone calls did you make? Those are behaviors that lead
Okay.
to a result. And so that's like the final step of creating all of this. But in order to get there, we got to know what are we attempting to track
Mhm.
first. And then we can figure out what are the behaviors that drive the result.
Okay.
So
There.
the quoted items per hour, would that be an individual metric?
Oh, yes.
Probably.
Quoted items per hour, that could be both. That could be a department
Okay.
level metric, and it
And then it
could be
goes to
broken out into
individual.
2 to 3 different people. The goals
Yeah.
would be different,
So
right?
we
The
want-
department
because-
might need 10 and each individual needs 5 apiece or something
Yeah.
like that.
So
Yeah.
that would be good.
It could
'Cause,
be
yeah,
both.
look at it. Yeah. We can, because that's a
Think we
big
should-
number. That's a good number.
We should block time for ourselves and do this one together.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I like that idea.
Yeah, we have to, otherwise it's, yeah.
I feel your pain. You should see my my calendar is crazy and I have to color code stuff. You know,
Oh,
so
yeah.
clients are one color and like admin time's a different color, and the internal meetings we have is a different color, and conference calls are a different color. Otherwise, that way I can look at my calendar and go, okay, blue is clients. So blue is the most important. Where's my blue today? Whatever happens, those are protected, right? If I'm gonna miss something, I'm gonna miss a conference call.
Mhm.
You know, high level, most important is client, next level or next thing is internal meetings, next thing is you know, conference calls, and the last one's like, you know, professional development time. I put that in there as well. Like, but they're all color coded.
Do you have, so you use Google?
I use Google. We use Google today. We are going to be pivoting or transitioning to Microsoft early next year, but today it's Google. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we use.
Yeah, well, we use whatever's on the iPhone. And
Oh, we use the Google,
But I like
the
the-
Google Calendar.
I like the Google Calendar the way, because you have all the color codes, and I think it's easier to see what's going on.
Yeah. All right. So we both got some homework assignments. So I'm gonna go find Felipe. I saw him this morning at the morning meeting, but I gotta go figure out where he's at.
Okay.
And see if I can get time with him
Sure.
as soon as possible to start working on these couple of roles, so we can ultimately get them posted very soon and start pulling in some candidates. And then y'all are gonna work on department measures.
Yeah, so pictures on LinkedIn.
Oh, yeah.
Pictures, yeah. Doesn't have to be a bunch, 3 to 5, preferably real pictures.
Oh, we do
What we
have.
do?
And
Okay.
we will hire a person to do our company pictures for department. I think it's nice to
Yeah.
have the professional.
That would be awesome to throw in there because it's real people, right? If they
Yeah.
get hired, these are the people I'm working with, you know. So that would be awesome.
All
All
right.
right, I have to jump for another meeting.
All
I will
right.
send y'all a recap. I'll send you that spreadsheet so that you can use it as a reference point. And then as soon as I get with Felipe on the job descriptions and everything, I will get right back with you.
All right, thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you all. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.